Welcome back to Before You Vote. Continuing our conversations with candidates for Maricopa County Sheriff, Republican candidate Jerry Sheridan. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks, Mike.
Start the same thing with you. This is one of those offices that really isn't partisan. Do you think it matters? Do you think the politics of the office matter?
No. Well, it's a partisan race, so it has to be partisan to some extent, right? But a law enforcement officer, especially the sheriff, who's the chief law enforcement officer of the county, should not do anything because of partisan politics. They should do things because it's right.
Is that the goal? Is it just doing what's right? I would imagine you forget your party affiliation the minute you take the job.
Correct.
So let's talk about the job, because what's unique to the sheriffs is that you also run the jails. Does that add to difficulty in the job, or is it just different?
If you don't know what's going on in the jails, it would be very difficult for somebody to step in. Now, I spent 18 years of my 40-year career overseeing the jail system. I know that system. I helped design 4th Avenue Jail, Lower Buckeye Jail, the infrastructure, the system that worked for all these years. And it's a constitutional issue. There's a lot of things that are going on. And for example, at one time, we were serving 30,000 meals a day. And they have to be there on time and food safe 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And so there's a lot of challenges if you don't know what's going on in the jail system. It's a lot more than people think, and it's 75% of what the sheriff's office does. It's 80% of the sheriff's budget. And all those years that I was overseeing the jail, we never came in over budget.
One of the things that's different now and unique in Maricopa County in the jail system are the overdoses, and that's been making national news. The previous sheriff, Penzone, instituted some machines to check for fentanyl and other drugs and made the staff also go through the machines at a different location. Is that an answer to the problem? What is the answer to the problem? How do you solve it?
That is not an answer to the problem. Again, in the 18 years that I oversaw the jails, we had one officer that actually brought drugs into the jails. The drugs come in because of inadequate searches of the prisoners from the outside, and this was an unintended consequence of the previous sheriff getting rid of Tent City, because now you're mixing the outside trustees with people that are locked down in the facilities. So they put the arm on these guys. You either bring it in, or we're going to beat you up, or we're going to get your family. You've got that. You've got over 1,000 officers shortage because they have quit in the last 7 years after I left. And so they don't have time to do adequate searches. I instituted back when I took over the jails, the Jail Intelligence Unit, and they did a good job of monitoring the gang activities in the jails in all different ways. I could talk about that for a long time. And there is also something else that I put together, is the special response team in the jail, where these officers, they were kind of like the SWAT team in the jail system, and they would be deployed every day to search, shake down, that's the jail term, shake down housing units to find weapons, shanks, drugs, any other contraband that the inmates aren't supposed to have. And it kept the system safe. And so what has happened since we had a guy that was from the Municipal Police Department, he was the sheriff, he became the sheriff in 2016. He had no idea what was going on in that jail system, and it got away from him. And my fear is, if I don't get elected, that we will have a similar process happen and continue on. There's been probably over 300, I'm being conservative with this number, over 300 deaths in custody of the Maricopa County jail system. When I ran those jails the last 6 years combined, we had 42.
You have about a minute left. You mentioned staffing. What needs to happen? It isn't just pay. What needs to happen for more people to be attracted to become sheriff's deputies and working in the jail system in Maricopa County?
Number one answer is leadership. People have quit MCSO the last 7.5 years because of lack of leadership. A lot of them went, and they went to work in Pinell County for a strong leader, Sheriff Mark Lamb. People have asked me to run. The people that work there asked me to run. They know what kind of leader I am, and I've had numerous officers tell me, I'll stay if you get elected. If you don't get elected, we're gone. And people said they'll come back and work for me because they know about my leadership style.
I appreciate the time as always. It was good talking to you in the primary. Again, congratulations. And after the general, hopefully we'll be talking again.
Thanks. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it, Mike.
All right, Jerry Sheridan, he is candidate for Maricopa County Sheriff. We'll be back here in a moment.